It has been 8 months since I took out my implanium and 4 months since I have had the copper T, which is the IUD contraceptive that has been inserted through my vagina. So if you don't know what I'm talking about contraceptive, yes, that I have had and I have used. And contraceptives are used, they are artificial means that you use in preventing pregnancy in a woman's body, especially if you're done with giving birth and you have not gotten to your menopause yet, or especially if you don't want more children, you want to space your children, you use this. It is guaranteed to work 99%, and the remaining 1%, you know, it will fail you and it can fail you. So yeah, I'm just going to be talking about my experiences with the implanium and why I really needed to take it out, and my current experience, you know, having the IUD inserted in me, and this is 4 months ongoing right now. But hey guys, welcome back again to my channel, and welcome back again to 4MONTHS Sports. If you're just meeting me for the first time, my name is Boma. Do well to subscribe to my channel, turn on your post notifications so that you'll be notified anytime I post a new video. So yeah, let's just jump right into the video. I believe that, you know, I am talking to women, even men from the ages of 18 and above, but I know that, you know, in this our recent time and generation, it is good to enlighten children and even adults as well about, you know, the woman's reproductive organ, sex, childbirth, just a lot of things. So I hope that this video will be a learning curve for anybody that comes across it. So do well to share this video, like and comment as well. So when I was done having my daughter, you know, I needed to put in contraception because I don't want more children for now. For now, I don't want more children because for us at home, the amount of children we want to have is according to how our finances can carry, yes, and what our finances can do. We don't want a situation where you do for one and then you're not able to do for the other one, right? Begins to breed a little bit of competition within your children, and just a lot of things that I've seen play out. You know, some have privileges for certain things and some don't have privileges for some other things, and then, you know, in turn you begin to question. But that's not what this video is all about. Let me just jump right into it. So I went in for the implanium, which is the Gadget. The Gadget implanium was inserted in me. It was supposed to be for 5 years. You know, it was going to be a contraceptive that I was going to have in for 5 years to prevent pregnancy. But when it was inserted in me, I started having, you know, palpitations, bad dreams, just a lot of things that was going on with me that I could not understand my body, myself. And, you know, to double it up, I started adding tremendous weight, right? I started increasing. It's even a hassle right now to shred off that fat, you know, because I'm still trying to work on it. I'm still trying to, you know, take precautions with what I eat. You know, I'm just trying my best to balance it out, to reduce the weight that I gained while on Gadget. A lot of people don't have this experience because there are people that dropped in my comment section as at when, you know, I talked about, you know, what the implanium is doing to me, how it's increasing my weight, how I feel so bloated. Some people question to say, oh, that it didn't do anything to them. They're not having any, you know, symptoms of anything. They're not increasing weight, rather they are reducing in size. But I knew it was a problem for me because I was always in and out of moods. I was always having a lot of mood swings, you know. I felt so bloated, and to top it up, for the 8 months that I had it in, I did not see my period. Yes, my period is something that once I give birth, after a month, it is back. Like, my period is just like, I don't know how to explain to you guys. I don't ever miss seeing my period. that is how it is with me. I have never battled with hormonal imbalances or any of those things, you know. So I understand that, you know, it's not normal for me not to see my period for 8 months. And I was so bloated. I began to have, like, you know, rashes all over my face. It would feel like my period is coming, but my period is not coming. I began to complain a lot at home. I was not really myself, you know. I was not really myself. I had a lot of bad dreams. I would sleep, I would wake up, my heart my heart is panting and all. So I knew that it was time to take it out, because it's a foreign body, you know. But I kept preventing it, to say, oh, it's better for me to be fat than pregnant, it's better for me to be fat than pregnant. But it was the hormonal IUD, and it was really messing with my hormones, and I needed to take it out. So myself and my husband, you know, we headed to the hospital, and then we took it out and inserted the non-hormonal IUD, which is the copper T, which is the copper T, and it is inserted through your vagina. Yes, it is inserted through your vagina down to your cervix, to clip your cervix so that sperm will not penetrate and do what it does, which is fertilize your eggs and all. You know, I'm just trying to explain, like, give a backstory of why I needed to take it out and why I'm on the IUD contraceptive, right? So I put it in the day of the insertion and everything. I felt like a lot of cramps, like, after I was done, but I was advised to take what they call it. I was advised to take I think Panadol extra. So when I was done, I took Panadol extra, and it's just, I don't know, I'm gonna insert a picture of what it looks like, and a rope that is dangling down. So they cut it, yeah, they cut it so that, you know, of course you can't be carrying rope that is so visible down your vagina. So my husband was there all through the process, and you know, and they also had to educate him as well that some men complain that, you know, during sexual intercourse, like during sex with their partners, they feel the rope and all, but that sperm helps weaken the rope, because by the time they cut it, you can visibly, like, feel it and see it, but by the time you have sex, it curls, like, it weakens and it curls. I don't know if you guys understand what I'm talking about, but by the time by the time sperm touches the rope that was cut, right, it was cut, one out, one is still inside of you. So by the time sperm touches it, it weakens, right, and then it curls. And that's why some people call it the coil. A lot of people call it the coil contraceptive. Is that the one you're going for? The coil. That is what makes it curl, which is sperm. I've had it for the past 4 months, and I have absolutely been myself, felt alive once again, felt renewed once again. It is non-hormonal, so it doesn't have any effect on your hormones. But what I'm having to deal with is, and what I dealt with in the first 3 months, which is my period came back. But when my period came back the first month, after not seeing my period for 8 months, after I gave birth to my daughter, my period came back like 1 month after, right? And by the time I came back to Nigeria, that was when I did the implanium. And immediately I realized that month after month, my period just ceased, you know, and that was where the concern began to brew, little by little. But after putting the IUD insertion, my period came that month, and I am not someone that usually have like heavy period and all, but I experienced the heaviest period I have ever experienced in my entire period collation of perioding. I experienced the heaviest period, you know. I used like 4 pads in a day, 4 to 5 pads in a day. This has never happened, you know. My period, I used to also last for 3 days. It lasted for like 6 days, you know. it just kept gushing. And then also I was feeling a little bit of cramps. I used to have bad period pains before I actually started giving birth. I had bad period pains that even land me in the hospital, right, before I started giving birth. But after, you know, childbirth with my first child and then my second child, I realized that I stopped having period pains. I don't have period pains anymore. But the first period after the insertion of the IUD, which is the coil, right, the non-hormonal IUD, I had little bits of cramps, but I didn't take anything about, like, I didn't take any medications or anything. I just, you know, drank hot tea and I was fine. And the period came for 5-6 days and that was it. The next period as well, I experienced heavy period, the same thing. The 3rd month, I also experienced heavy period, the same thing. But now, which is the 4th month, and I just finished seeing my period yesterday, it lasted for the exact 3 days that it usually lasts, and then the 4th day is just, you know, little brownish things that come out, not really anything, you know, blood stains and all. I experienced that without pain, but what I realized that I experienced was ovulation pain. You know, I usually used to know when I'm ovulating, but with the implanium I didn't know when I was ovulating, right? But with this one, I now know when my ovulation is, and then this is like, I count how many days after I know my period is coming. So my body is back to normal, but I am also dealing with fat. You guys, I forgot to mention initially that when they were taking out the implanium, they realized that, you know, I had added so much weight in my arm, like I had added so much arm fat that the flesh had begun to wrap around the contraceptive. The contraceptive is like a stick, like 2 sticks. So it began to wrap around the contraceptive. So they had to really dig in and dig in and dig in to remove all of these things, to remove it. And, you know, the lady was like, oh, thank God though that I actually came, you know, if not, it would have been a longer process if I had carried it on for the years and then gotten really, really big. It would have been a really long process to actually, you know, chisel it out and bring it out and everything, you guys. But when they are doing that, they numb your arms. So my arms were numb, and, you know, they went in and looking for it. My flesh had covered it, so they had to, you know, remove the flesh from it before they brought it out. And it was good that I went with my husband. I usually go with my husband for all of these things, so that you can also see and have an insight and know exactly what we women we go through as well, you know. So yeah, I've had the IUD and have felt like myself. I don't get excessively tired anymore. You know, back then when I had the implanium, I became very tired. I would just do 1 or 2 things. Me that is usually very active, I became very tired. I became very sad. Oh, I keep asking myself, am I doing enough? Will my children look at me and be proud of me? I keep questioning myself. I keep belittling my effort. I keep belittling things that I've achieved. You know, I couldn't even, you know, it was a lot. It was a lot, to be very honest with you. It was a lot that I was dealing with, but I come to the camera and I smile. So yeah, I have had the IUD. I have felt like myself. I feel so refreshed. So, you know, I've gotten back to my extra productive self. You know, I am now a non-complainer, because usually, like, my husband will say I'm the light of the home. If you're around me, you will be in fact, I'm such a jolly good fellow that if you're around me, you will laugh your ribs out. But I was just in and out of moods, you know, everybody just consoling me. And the worst that was happening was, you know, it was approaching my birthday. I was turning 30. I kept saying, what have I achieved? I am looking at my achievements. I am looking at what I have achieved. I am looking at what God has done for me, the many things that he has blessed me with. But I kept questioning, what have I achieved? It put me such in a bad state that, you know, but I'm out of it. I am refreshed, I am fine, I am a healthier wife, I am a healthier mother to my children, I am a healthier friend to my friends, I am a better sister to my sister, I am a better sister to my brothers. So it just put me in a better, refreshing state. Like the bloat I was feeling in my stomach has reduced. And yeah, you guys, I put in contraception because of, I'm sure a lot of you will say, oh Bumsy, don't you want more children? These things affect childbirth and different things and all. If you guys say it, do what's best for you, because I don't want a situation, in fact my family and I don't want a situation where we are going to give birth to children that we cannot train. And the same people that would say, Bumsy, don't you want more children? Don't you want to put in contraception? Just finish what you want to do once and for all, this one down. If I come and meet you to give me money to train my children to the standard of how I want to train them, you guys are going to insult, to say, oh, fake life, why did you give birth to children you cannot take care of? Why did you do this? Why did you do that? So to the best of our capability, we are giving birth to the ones that we genuinely know that we will take care of through the help of God and through other means as well, you know, through working hard, you know, doubling up our finances and different things. We don't want to shoot ourselves in the leg. Plus, I want to give birth to children that have the ability, nothing is a hindrance to you. You have the ability to thrive wherever you are, whatever you want to do. By the grace of God, you have the ability to thrive and do all of these things, right? I don't want to give birth to the ones that will say, oh, mommy took this one to federal school and daddy went and took this one to university in a private school or let me give birth to the one that we hold 1 year, we know where our problems are coming from and how we can fend for them. And it's not a situation, I would say, that there are people who have planned their life, who have, you know, involved all of these things. They know the structure of how they wanted to do things and all, you know, and then cases of something happens and it just disrupts everything. There are cases like that, and I'm not going to take away the fact that, you know, the God factor as well is also involved. So I'm just praying as well that, you know, God blesses the people that are looking for the fruit of the womb, you know. Just, you know, you want a child, you want children, God blesses you, you know, with your own. But yeah, I don't want anybody to feel a little bit, you know, people that are in the place of waiting, to feel a little bit when I say I don't want more children right now. This is just our personal decision, and I pray that God will also give those in waiting children that they desire. So yeah, you guys, thank you so much. I hope you learned a thing or two. If you have more questions concerning, you know, the contraception, the contraceptive and all, please let me know in the comment section. I'll be willing to answer your question. If you want more videos about this, if you want me to enlighten you more about this, let me know, and I'll speak to you guys in my next video. I hope you enjoyed watching, and bye guys.